Okay gang, going over the homework. This is section A7, which means appendix. It's in the back of the PDF book, textbook. And number 47. Okay, so I asked you guys to first see if any of the little bits would combine. So that's what I'm going to look for first. So I noticed this little guy out front and this guy. Now this is one term here. So I'm going to multiply the -2 times the 2x, because it's just a string of multiplication. Some of it I can squish together, some of it I can't. Alright, so -2 times -2x is -4x. Alright, and as I look on the back side here, there's nothing I can squish together, so I'm just going to leave that as is. Alright, and in the denominator, remember when you have an exponent raised to an exponent, that's multiply. So 3 times 2 is going to be 6. Okay, now I'm going to go in for the common factor. So the first thing I look at is the little monomial pieces in front. So a -4x and a 3 do not have anything in common. So I can't do anything there. Alright, now this binomial, this is to a -3. This one is to a -2. So this guy's smaller. This exponent's smaller, which makes it the common factor. Okay, now I'm going to compare these binomials. This is a 3, this is a 2. The 2 is smaller, so this one's the common factor. Now I like to put brackets. That doesn't have to be you. It's just that it's if I see parentheses everywhere, it gets my brain a little tired. Alright, so now I'm going to take out the common factor. So now I'm working on the front half. I'm going to see what's left when I do that. So this stays. That's a leftover. I had -3. I take out -3, so that's gone. That guy's gone. I start with 3. I take away 2, so I'm left with one of those. Okay, so the math that you're doing for the exponents is actually subtraction. 3 minus 2 is 1. We don't tend to write like a 1 as an exponent because that's the default. We assume it's a 1 if nothing's there. But I just write it to see that you know I did that step there. Alright, now I'm going to do the back half. I'm going to take the common factor out of the back half and see what's left. So the leftover is what goes in here. Alright, so the minus sign separates the leftover of the front with the leftover of the back. This now being the leftover of the back. Alright, so the 3 is left over. Now I started with 2. I started with 2 of these binomials. I take away 2 of these binomials. So that's totally gone. Now this one, I start with -2. I take away -3. So make sure you understand what I'm saying. I start with -2. I take away -3. So that's a double negative there, which means that I'm going to add it. So it's actually a 1. That's a little confusing to our brains. Okay, so that's where I'm at right now. So I'm now going to just sort of work on this guy for a moment in here. There's a couple spots I can work on, but my brain sort of wants to fiddle with this. So this is a distribution. You can write out a whole new line. I'm just going to try to save some steps, and feel free to do this on the test as well. I don't mind if you write above on certain pieces. Alright, so I'm distributing a -4x. So -4x squared and -4 4x. All right, I'm now going to distribute a negative 3. So negative 3x squared plus 9. All right, so now let's see what combines with that. This is a like term with this. So that's going to combine to be negative 7x squared. And there's no other like terms. Okay, so that's what this squeeze to is this. I'm going to put it in parentheses if there's anything else left around it, but I'm not there yet. So I just leave it like this for a moment. If there's other stuff in front of it, I'll have to put it in parentheses. All right, now these guys, you can reduce a common factor with a common denominator. So this is going to reduce, right? So you've got 2 upstairs, 6 downstairs. So you can take 2 away from each side, which is going to leave me with a 4. Okay, and now this guy is negative. And remember, if you have a negative exponent, that actually means reciprocate. And you can only reciprocate a common factor down to a common denominator. Only a common factor can come down as a common denominator. If it's not a common factor with a negative, it actually becomes a complex fraction. Okay, so just be careful. You can only flip these in certain scenarios. And when you flip it, it becomes positive, right? So that negative 3 becomes a positive 3. Okay, gang. This is good enough as an answer. It's very nice. I'll just say some things that I did in my head real quick. So some people will factor out a negative from the trinomial. That's fine. You should always check to see if it factors and reduces. This one does not. There's no combination here between this is going to make that after you factor out the negative one. Okay, gang, so that's this. This is the final answer. Okay, hope it helped. Catch you in another video. Bye.